All right, Coach. So last time we saw you at the end of the Fall Creek game, what's practice been like since then?
Had a pretty good week of practice. You know, we've been trying to run some scout stuff that Colby runs, trying to get a decent look. And you know, sometimes it's kind of hard to have a sub-varsity team try to run another team's plays. It gets kind of be difficult, but the kids kind of, you know, took on the task, and we did the best that we could. They practiced hard. We've been trying to keep them healthy, keep them off each other's legs, and going from there.
Yeah. All right. What do you know about Colby coming up now?
Good tradition. I mean, I think they've been in the playoffs for probably the last decade straight. Very well coached, technique-wise. You know, I went and watched them against Cadet, and they got some kids with some decent speed, and they can, you know, get into the open and break it if possible.
When we saw you at Fall Creek post-game, you talked a little bit about depth of the team, players coming out. Aside from that, what's maybe one thing that'll lead to a win tonight?
Aside from the depth, you know, we're just going to have to execute. I mean, we can't make little mistakes. We can't jump. We can't, you know, jump off sides. We can't make a miss blocking assignment. We had a couple missed tackles that led to long runs with Fall Creek. And it was just little things. Otherwise, I think a game at Fall Creek would have been, you know, even closer. We got to clean that up.
So we're visiting with Nielsville Warrior Lucas Mayer. Lucas, a long time now since Fall Creek. Thoughts against Colby?
We just got to come in and play our game. I mean, they're not as strong as they were last year, and we've improved since last year. So we just got to come in and play as a team, play hard, and everyone do their responsibilities. And I think it'll be a good game. We should be able to take them.
What did you learn since last week at Fall Creek?
We just gotta. I mean, there's a couple big plays at Fall Creek that beat us, but we just gotta play as a team and everyone know their responsibilities and make the good tackles and block who we're supposed to. And I think
Nielsville Warrior quarterback Braden Trunkold. Braden, just talk about what you know about Colby right now.
They got a couple. They got size in the backfield. We're gonna have to stop. They got a couple running backs. They got two middle linebackers. That's what we're really keen on. And if we can get them in the running back.
After the game at Fall Creek, you've had a few days now to think about that. What did you and the team learn in this last week of practice?
Now we can stick with teams now in our conference. Every game is a winnable game now.
Welcome to the Hillers True Value pregame show. Hillers is your Milwaukee Tool headquarters. Stop at Hillers now and get $100 off your next Milwaukee Tool purchase. No trade-ins needed, and Hillers will not be undersold. Hillers True Value on South Central Avenue in Marshfield. Our game of the week is Colby at Neilsville. Go to ZaleskiSportsShow.com now to see our other games and to go at Stratford and Marshfield at Appleton West. Thank you for watching the Zaleski Sports Show. Welcome to Coach on the Couch. I'm your host, Jason Zaleski, and today's Coach on the Couch is Colby Hornet head football coach, Jim Hagan. Jim, thanks for being here today. We appreciate you stopping by.
Well, thanks for inviting me. Looking forward to the interview.
Yeah, well, we're going to have a good time. This is more of just two guys kind of sitting here talking, you know, more so than an interview, but we'll talk about all kinds of things, but mostly Colby Hornet football. Okay. So with that being said, we're looking forward to the season. Live streams of Colby Hornet football and other live streams are available at ZaleskiSportsShow.com, and we look forward to the season starting on August 17th. Before we talk about this year, Coach, we'll talk about 2017 just a little bit. I know we were talking before we went on, 11 straight years in the playoffs. Is that right?
That is correct. 11 straight years we've made it to the playoffs.
That is outstanding. And in 2017, you were back in the playoffs again. Maybe a little bit lower seed than you would have liked, and how that ended up is you ended up playing number 2 seed Amherst, and the Amherst Falcons went on to win another state championship along the way, and you just happened to be that first team. So, you know, Amherst has been impressive for a long time. Or at least the last handful of years anyway. Mm-hmm. And, you know, like I said, they're just a juggernaut. They do things a little bit even unnatural sometimes as far as that's concerned. So it turned out it was a loss. Like I said, Amherst won the state championship, obviously. So what did you learn in that game going up against a team like Amherst?
Well, I think the things that you learn is, you know, number one, they're a very well coached football team, and you know, they got a lot of players out for football, and you know, and I think what we learned, and not that we necessarily can control that, but you know, you can tell that those guys from Amherst get in the weight room, and they got some big kids, and they're strong and they're fast, and you know, that is something that we encourage our players to do, get in the weight room more. You know, some do, some don't. You know, that's just something that really I need to do a better job of as a head football coach in the off season is making sure that our players are getting in the weight room, even if they are a basketball player or a wrestler, or go out for track and field. There's always time for those kids to get into the weight room, early in the morning, after practice. So, I think if anything, if you want to compete with those teams like in Amherst, your players just need to get bigger and stronger.
You talk about weightlifting. That reminds me of a very short story. Back in my high school football playing days, weightlifting wasn't something that excited me. And most of the guys always wanted to lift weights early in the morning. I am not an early riser. So I had a buddy of mine, Scott Wojcik. He would come and almost drag me out of bed at 5:30 in the morning. So guys, get yourself a workout buddy and let him drag you out of bed, get down in the weight room. That's what had to work for me.
Yeah, and that's how it is for me. I personally work out, and if I'm going to do it, it needs to be done about 5:30, 5:45 in the morning because of my busy schedule, being a football coach and an AD and a principal. So, and that's actually pretty refreshing to get up right away in the morning to do it. You're kind of fresh and ready to go. And in a workout partner, I would agree. I do have a partner that I work out with pretty consistently, and I think that definitely helps. So
yeah. So thinking back to last year, Coach, you won the first 4 games of the season, got off to a great start down the stretch. You were 2-3 coming down the stretch. Was that just a matter of competition that you were facing, or something else that happened towards the end of the season?
No, it was definitely a matter of competition. Like you said, we did start 4-0, and in those first 4 games, we had 3 of them were shutouts. And then we ran into the likes of a Spencer, who was a very good football team, and then the following week we played Regis. Again, they made it to level 4 last year. 1 game away from state. We took them into overtime. Actually, if we were able to kick an extra point, which we struggled with last season. That game doesn't go into overtime and we win, and then we ran into Stanley Boyd, late in the year, and they had another very good football team. So yeah, it was a matter of the better teams that we played later part of the schedule. All
right. Again, you're watching Coach on the Couch. I'm your host, Jason Zaleski. We're here with Colby Hornet head coach Jim Hagan. So, Coach, let's talk a little bit about 2018 and leading into 2018. What year number is this for you, and then how do you stay motivated as a coach?
Well, this is my 28th year overall of coaching. I started off in 1991 as a 7th grade football coach, and then I worked my way up to freshman coach for 3 years, and then became an assistant coach for Colby. And then in 1998, I took over as defensive coordinator. So again, 28th year in coaching, 2nd year as a head coach, and what really got me into coaching, I don't know, I just always had a love for athletics ever since I was a little kid. I think that started with my father, who loves athletics, and my brother, who's older than I, and it's just something that the Hagans always enjoyed, is athletics, and I loved school when I was a kid, and I love athletics, and it's just, I knew that I had to be in it some way, shape, or form, and I've coached other sports like basketball and track, but football's always been my love. So.
And being in it that long, Coach, obviously you know that senior leadership, especially on a football team, is big. It's very important.
Yes.
Talk about some of the seniors on the team and what their senior leadership is going to bring to the 2018 Hornets.
Yeah, we only have 6 seniors this year, which is a very low number for us. And but so far, those 6 seniors, I'll probably forget somebody: Reese Kellenhofer and Jason Lee, and Matt Coonsey, Logan Hockey, Sawyer Smutzler, and I know I'm probably forgetting one other guy here, but they're a quiet group of kids, and that's kind of worrisome at times. I did have a talk with them at the beginning of the season in the locker room when the other players were going out onto the field, about you got to, be senior leaders. You got to talk at practice. You got to push those younger kids. At times they'll do it, but probably not enough. So that's just something that we got to keep encouraging them to do, is to take that senior leadership, and keep working hard, because if you're not going to work hard, those younger players aren't going to work hard. But so far, we can't fault their effort at all, other than they're a little bit quieter than we want, but they are working very hard.
Yeah, and that's something that you'll work on during the season.
Yes.
Also, other things you'll work on during the season are some of the other kids, juniors or what have you, that are playing with you, who maybe 1 or 2 kids that might start the season at this particular level but got a real chance to be big performers this year.
Yeah, well, I think, when I look at our overall team, I think the player who has the potential to be a really, really good football player is a junior by the name of Tyler Clement. He's about a 6 foot, 190, 195 pound running back and linebacker, and he's the real deal. He's got strength, and he's got speed, and he just has great vision as far as running the football. So So that's a name that probably people are going to want to keep an eye out for. And we're going to have an untested, unproven quarterback by the name of junior Roman Schmidt. You know, he doesn't have a lot of varsity playing experience, but he has the potential to be a very good football player. He's a smart kid. He's in the weight room. He goes to speed training. He's in the gymnasium all the time playing basketball. He just loves sports. So I guess once he gets a little bit better feel for our offense and gets some confidence, he throws the ball really well. So we're looking for good things out of him. And there's another kid by the name of Harley Schmelzer who's a junior, and he's our wide receiver. Just a natural athlete. Doesn't spend a lot of time in the weight room, but he's always in the gym. If you walk by his house, he's always outside playing basketball. But he has great hands, and if you can throw the ball anywhere near him, he's going to catch it. So looking for exciting things from those three players as far as, students who aren't seniors.
Yeah, okay. Well, good names to watch, and we're going to have, like I said, a few games this year to watch. In particular, Coach, as you start the year, as we look at the schedule, first 2 games are on the road, next 4 are at home. Any strategy there, any advantage with that type of schedule setup?
Oh, not necessarily. I had an interview last night, and they talked about is there any difference between having a non-conference game or a conference game to start the year? No, we'll prepare the same way. Osceola's a long drive for us, so we'll get that out of the way, and then we go to Neillsville. And then it will be nice to have 4 home games in a row, because last year we had 4 away games in a row, and boy, that just seems like forever getting on a bus. So, looking forward to that 4-game home stretch, no doubt about it.
Coach, you mentioned Neillsville week 2 last year. You beat Neillsville 40-0. That'll be our first Colby game that we will stream live. Again, you can find those games at ZaleskiSportsShow.com. So you play them in week 2, and so we'll be there at the game. Okay. What are the chances of 40-0 again this year?
I'm not really sure about that. Some of it depends on injuries, how the first game goes. And I really don't know much about Neillsville yet. I know they have been down the past few years, but I would like to think that if we play well, that we can beat them. But we certainly don't take anything for granted. That's we tell our players every day at practice we don't take anybody lightly. We'll practice against Neillsville just like we would practice as we prepare for a Spencer. Just again looking forward to this first game against Osseo, and that's going to be really a big game for us. Not only as far as trying to make it to the playoffs, because you got to win 4 games in our conference to make it to the playoffs, but if nothing else, it's just a good morale booster going into the rest of the season. Yeah,
good. Well, Coach, best of luck in 2018. I know we're going to have a lot of fun watching you. I talked about a couple of those games. We'll also see you at home on September 21st, so we look forward to that. And then we'll have highlights intermittently all year long. So, Coach, again, thanks for stopping by, and good luck this year.
All right, thank you, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, guys, this has been Coach on the Couch, and live streams, as I mentioned before, available at ZaleskiSportsShow.com and ZaleskiSports.com. Highlights all year long, fall sports, volleyball, football, what have you, all available at Zaleski Sports Show on Facebook. We'll see you next time. Go to ZaleskiSportsShow.com now to see our other games and to go at Stratford and Marshfield at Appleton West. Thank you for watching the Zaleski Sports Show.
Bleachers were like 5 rows, and right up against the school. So they couldn't have a high school game here, so they played at Appleton North. They split the concession stand with them, so they had their refrigerators in their area. And then at Lawrence University, they had split a concession stand there. So
We have come up getting more lunch
Peyton State is St. Stadium. So now that they have their own field, and Nike was kind enough to put AstroTurf and all the applications. So Nike was looking for Appleton North was a $1.2 million project for football field track and everything. Appleton East was 1.7, and they're going through. And Nike, someone heard that Nike was wanting to help some high school football teams out, right? So they put their application in, so they essentially started with A and in Appleton. Oh, 2 schools, well, too bad we don't have 3, because we like to make a big impact, and they're going to do 3 fields. And then they talked to someone who put the application and said, well, West is redoing their field, but they're probably 4 years away from doing it.
The VFA Conference member schools work to make sportsmanship better. Education-based events a priority. We expect our fans to cooperate in displaying good sportsmanship toward the participants, coaches, and workers, and game officials. Please do your part to make LPA athletic events a safe and wholesome event for all in attendance. Please remember that good sportsmanship begins in the stands. Spectators are encouraged to support both teams are expected to refrain from moving their opponents, impinging decisions, or resorting to other derogatory remarks intended to taunt or harass. Thank you for your positive attitudes tonight, and good luck to both teams. At this time, we ask everyone to please rise, remove your hats for the singing of the national anthem. Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars in the perilous fight over the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket bright glare almost bursting the air gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. At this time, we would like to bring out the Marshfield Tigers. And now we'd like to bring out our Appleton West Terrors. And the Tigers are coached by Dennis Cottle and the Terrors by Mitch Johnson.
I like your shirt. Yeah. I don't know how or why I got it, but I do. Like it? Someone signed up for it. All right. Yeah. Is he coaching? Oh, yeah. I was wondering where he was. I figured he'd be doing something. I didn't think he'd be selling hot dogs.
My son's 91.
Yep. Not 72. We'll keep an eye on him.
Let's be honest, I'm just here for him.
There's no favoritism with the defensive line coach, is there, with their defensive end? Yeah.
He's been working out every day so it doesn't look bad on the sideline.
Oh, getting back in football shape? I saw him considering getting back into it.
Yeah, we would like to play with there's a Minnesota team just like we play at the Vikings.
Oh, that's a lot of commuting. But that would be fun.
Tigers will be taking on the Terrors.
Yeah? He just has to be good enough to make the team. He just has to be good enough to play. Oh yeah, the competitive juices would come out. No, everybody walks by and I can't see a darn thing. Yeah. I like the back leaning up against the wall. I normally I like getting there really standing up the whole game.
On the reception, Sam Pitts. Second down and 7 at the 23.
Rapids is 0-2. I got the Hustle t-shirt. Do you remember Gus Mancuso? Oh, yeah. He's in trouble, right? Yeah. Is he in trouble? Who got in trouble?
Fourth down and 1 at the 29-yard line.
Oh, yeah. That's all line up in the line of scrimmage. Did he move the ball?
Back to the 24-yard line for 4th and 6.
Let's go, Tiger! Yes, there you go. Block! Hit the man!
Ball just inside the 50-yard line, 1st and 10 Tigers.
Left side, so we'll be closest to us.
Go Marshfield!
On the stop, we'll carry the 90, Keegan Henson. It was 2nd down and 5 at the 45-yard line.
Wrong side of him? Should be.
Go Tiger!
Having 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Make the hole, Caroline!
must have seen this on
Right there, 2 points, very good. Score Marshfield 8, Appleton West 0. This past week, 112 females swim school park in Appleton West first ever training initiative. Our first event was the April training games. Activities that give our female athletes a vision for building the best life habits for eventually creating better emotional, mental, and physical health.
Such a percentage point, you're going to still end up with more points. That was on Young Sheldon TV show. Yeah. So that's why they decided to try to go for more 2 points. Did you ever see Young Sheldon? Did you see that episode? Where Sheldon tells their dad is a football coach, and he tells him that he needs to go for 2 because mathematically it's a higher percentage in overall points during the season if you go for 2. So he did the first time and it didn't work, but they got a penalty, so they got to do it again, and then they got the 2-point conversion, and then they did the rest of the year. Cutting edge. The rain collection that works awesome. Like you're trying to hit me with the thing. I didn't do nothing to him. Don't get him.
I was just going to put it here so he can get his stuff.
Oh, this is my room.
Next commercial break.
Let's go, D! Time up, Caleb! Go speed!
It's not spot foul. Let's go,
defense! Take the ball back! Salty!
about 15 yards. I was watching something different now. I had to tell Dad from Fond du Lac last week that yes, indeed, your son roughed the quarterback. He didn't like that. He knew I was impartial before that, but he didn't like me after that. And then the coach took his kid out, and he goes, "What are you taking him out for?" I go, "Because I was right here wrong." And the coach agreed with me. He blew him up, and the ball was at least 5 yards out of his hand already. And he blew up the quarterback. You don't pull your starting defensive end out, defensive tackle, biggest kid on the line easily. It's, you know, not heavy, but that's an athlete. He would do something wrong. Yeah, something you got to do. Especially when they stand next to 66. Oh, that's a playoff time, really fun soccer kids. I did have a game that day. Marshfield recruited a couple of soccer players to play. And yeah, they had super runs. Do I know anybody else on the team? From Marshfield? I read it, but I don't know if I know anybody. I don't recognize any names. Well, I know the odds and I know the Meisners. On the gunner was getting held the whole way down the field. Yeah, 10 yards. Half the distance. Yep.
But they changed the rules now to make that a little more difficult. Just got them confused. You don't get the ball.
No, that's after. Right.
So now they gave them the option that they can, if we commit a penalty, after they kick, they can just tack it on.
Okay.
Eliminate more.
Right. Keep the game moving a little more.
Plus the punts are where everybody's running full speed. So
Yeah. Concussion protocol.
Thank you.
I've had 7. We had 2 in one game. My problem was I sprained my neck in wrestling and it never got healed. Right. So I didn't have any type of support. Enough support. Every time I got landed on my head, I wasn't going to get the deal. He never hit the floor. Nothing that I could tell. But,
Played the rest of the game.
Played the whole game. And all of a sudden, one of the kids come in and say, "You want his stat?" Yeah. He needs it. Okay, get down there. He's just sitting there right here. Near
She
tears.
doesn't want to be all by herself.
Because
Get downhill! Hit him back!
the last thing he remembered was leaving high school. That's the last play. That's the real quick. Did you come over here then this week and play, or?
Chili Implement, located just north of Highway 10 in Chili, is your place for Kubota zero-turn mowers. If your lawn is big or small, we have all the lawn care solutions for you. Check out our 60-inch deck. Kubota powerful, precise, proven. Chili Implement is your choice for Kubota, Case IH, and Gale. Chili Implement, open 6 days a week to serve you. Chili Implement.
My name is Marissa, and I just finished my junior year in college. It's time for me to buy my first car before I start my senior year and before I start my career search. I clicked on an ad for Wheelers and found a car that was in my budget. I contacted the dealership and they emailed me an appointment for test drive. Test drive day is here. The sales staff was helpful and made sure I was comfortable learning about the car. It only took a few minutes and my credit application was approved. Just a couple of quick signatures and a payment I can afford. My first time buying a car, and it was so simple. Thank you, Wheelers.
I can send you a live report. I can do Facebook Live. Okay. So Sheridan finally got her placement for her first half of the student teaching. Our friend Sarah, the teacher, found out that Sheridan had placement yet, so she did the paperwork. Got it all done, turned it in, and she called me up and she goes, "Did Sheridan get a placement yet?" And I'm like, "No." So she calls up Oshkosh. it goes, I'm looking available. I'm looking for one for the first half of the school year that wants to be part of our integrated classroom. It's like, we have the perfect student.
That's
Request anybody. Can't request anybody. Teacher can't request anybody. So, what night was that? Tuesday night? Monday night? They had this kickoff meeting. The teachers get together, so we were invited to come over. So, but you got to meet a bunch of teachers early. A little bit of introduction. This one of the teachers, husband is Mexican, and everybody loves going to their husband. They're going to their house because her husband loves the cooking, makes all this authentic Mexican food, and she just hates it. Give me Italian, give me American. No, this lady's husband, this guy's wife, she hates it. Tackle! Everybody loves going to the house. I like some avocado. I can't afford it. Avocado is expensive now. I never used to eat it, but I eat some guacamole now. I eat some in my salad.
never used to it. I put it up.
We know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier, treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Partners Bank, better together.
Fourth down. Fuck the team. Down the field.
Watch the ball, Tiger!
Okay, what happened there? What's going on there? What happened? Top part is in the you see the little thin blue line going through, and then the bottom is west. That's Appleton. The little blue things on the helmet. I don't know if I saw him play last night, so I can't see it.
They do have a hockey team, but he also plays a league like that from Boston. He goes into the UP. Where that one town was that you were talking about.
Yeah. We got ski hill there. That's about it. And a snowblower service station.
There you go!
because he's the left side.
Nice job. Linemen are. Except it was Brody's guy that made the tackle. It was Brody's guy that made the tackle. Brody was on him, good push, and then the guy slid off. So granted, it's still a gain. I saw 63 had his guy on his back.
Okay, I'm Gabe Reacher's mom. This is his dad here.
Okay. Yeah. So they have Gabe and Brody together. I kind of like that combination.
Yep, I think it's working.
They work well together. If there's screens, twist, or whatever,
gotta
they
get
know
checked.
who to pick up. They work.
Need a
They
blow.
work in tandem. It makes a big difference.
That's going to be a big loss next year. When they're not
I think so.
Same position. Or
We're going to go over there and harass the boys. I can do that. I go on the road. I pretend I own the place. Scoreboard has replay. They'll show the replay. Really, music between every play. It was just like being at a Badger or Packer. I mean, it was Kimberly.
Let's go defense! Pick the ball! Get it back!
The play at the middle school. I think they're funny. Beautiful field, they're the first ones to have Appleton for 10, 15 years ago. They're probably getting ready to get in the first. So that's where the high school was. They go through the high school, but they kept the football field. Maybe at some point if they have to replace it all, they'll build a new one. Like the high school. A lot more parking. It's like here, there's no parking, there's no parking lot.
Right, yeah. Yep. You're the tallest one.
For the past 2 years, the Appleton student athlete is 3.2. That's fine.
You guys need a popcorn or anything? I will get my popcorn.
Work hard at the sport. They all participate in multiple sports. Appleton was the most student athlete.
$1.
Sport facility.
Oh, look at you. Okay. Never do anything? I want a lolly? Tootsie roll? Sometimes they got those big lollies. They're really good.
Go Gunners!
Smells so good. This sounds.
Go boys!
Brother needs his mother needs. Nice kick.
Come on, boys, get out of there!
Bentley get back in yet, or is he still?
I didn't notice. It's hard to tell from here if they're working on anybody on the side.
What is he, 16? That's good. Okay, this is a little twisted ankle.
Defense!
Screen!
Oh!
Whoa! Whoa!
Picked it up.
That would have been huge.
Can't have pass interference on that side of the ball, or that side of the line of scrimmage.
Oh!
Here we go, D! Let's go, D! Let's go, defense!
They started out a little slow and sluggish last year, but boy, then they just started picking it up. I think they're picking it up a little bit more and more, but as they get comfortable with what students want. Yeah.
Come on, Marshfield, let's go! Let's go,
As long as it's back, it's all right. They didn't have any big lollies. Well, thank you, Mark.
That's okay.
Took that mode. I got Tootsie Pops. I got red and orange. Jennifer, is that big enough? I get yelled at by a guy now. Get out of his way, couldn't see it. You have binoculars on? You're going to start rolling that wing around. Everybody runs way up and so I came back and I just told his wife, everybody's always saying, except for you. You didn't know what you were doing. You thought it was funny when we told him. I have fun with these things. It's a lot different watching when you don't have someone participating. You know what I mean? Oh, nice job! Nice job! Gotta wait 30 minutes to get somebody to go the popcorn popper. It's warm. It's warm? Wow, run it again. That was Bruce Stewart's block. One right, one left. Dive right, dive left. If your son gets 10 yards downfield every time we're doing it. And also the little corner pattern because we still got 2 downs to get first down. Oh, hit press. Just find the biggest butt and run behind it. What's that? Find the biggest butts and run behind them. I didn't have to run behind Ryan.
Yeah.
He's had them damn hockey hips. He's always had that too. He's just from a little kid. That's a lot of power though. Come on! Go! Nice run. There you go. Dominating the line of scrimmage there. Oh, really? And you're in the middle, Dave. I know them both. I gotta say, that would only be better if my son...
V&H Automotive serves Marshfield and central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates and parts and service personnel are here to serve you. Our business managers use more than a dozen lenders to ensure you the lowest rates anywhere. From Marshfield to Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids to Stevens Point, or Colby to Medford, we are a short drive from anywhere for friendly service and very competitive pricing. Come see V&H Automotive today. Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids.
he got close, lowered his shoulder, and lowered the boom, but just came up a little short. Didn't shy away.
I didn't see it.
No, cut her back against the green. Cut it back against the green, and he wanted to get in. I think the hole should have been in the middle. He bounced to the side. Oh yeah. That was impressive. That was good.
We don't have
Back to right. Get close. Don't take it back. I'm a shifter too.
Who scored that one?
I think it was, yeah. Yeah. So instead of the 40, I'm sure it wasn't the same nice truck. We do. 15 yards. Play push.
Ball playing exactly the 25-yard line. Kickoff.
I know. You'll have to the flag was thrown that way. I don't know. When his brother was pissing off, he can do some stuff.
Isn't that the truth? Nobody's taking his control of his mouth.
Oh, Mason, get her deep!
Probably Fortnite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Brody and Gabe are playing all the time. There you go. Sharon needs something to print it. As soon as possible. Sharon's like, when do you need it? She goes, Tuesday. Then she goes, I can print it at school for you. Sharon goes, that would be great. I said, or email it to me, I'll print it out, scan it to PDF and email it to you. Oh, that'd be, wait.
Carriers have the ball on the 40-yard line. First and 10 for the Carriers.
Well, she's had some interviews for different jobs, but she hasn't gotten any. Another one of the jobs that she got denied for, they have reposted. So like the person who got it took a different job, and she goes, no, I don't want to reapply for it. I'm like, why not? That was good enough last time. I told her we hired lots of people that we told most people.
All the way up the entire sidewalk.
Of the screenplay right now. Do they have one? Yeah, like a middle one, I think, with Isaiah.
see your normal punter anyway.
Right, he's there anyway, so just let him do it.
It's not like he doesn't know how to do it. Who's what? Wait, what's the other team?
Marshfield.
Oh.
Is it correct?
It's Western.
No, Marshfield's winning.
How many points per touchdown?
6, and then they do an extra point. So if they kick it, it's 1. If they run it in, it's 2. Run it across, another touchdown. 2. You ran the first one in and then kick it. Guys on the line of scrimmage?
You're correct.
Is that what it was? Now they have the option. They can add the 5 yards on there, or we can re-kick it. I think they go for the re-kick.
I think it's to take the yards. Well, yeah, they need time. Well, they need time. Before we went up to 15.
I wish they'd fake it. They never be expected.
Gain the yard. No. He would have hit on 15 plus 5. That's one play. That's a 10-yard out. No timeout for it. Oh! Wow! What's that? Unnecessary roughness. Ah, that's cool. Must be his dad.
Football, not a dance. Let's go. Do it again.
Want me to get that for you? Hello.
Property damage or loss is what Marshfield Insurance Agency is all about. We are the area's largest insurance agency. Family owned for more than 30 years. An independent agency, we represent more than 40 A-rated insurance providers for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. Contact Marshfield Insurance Agency for a free quote today.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
I'm just assuming that it's moving forward, so I just can't wait to execute. Oh, great, because we need you to execute and be on board. I said, that's already on board. I said, all right, I said, you asked me my opinion. You have my opinion. So that's not what the company wants to do. I'll do what the company wants to do. I go, what's the big deal? Can't wait to execute. It's all going to be good because we have a good plan. And we had a brand new guy, first day in the office sitting next to me. Right? Yeah. He sits there and looks at me and he goes, you always respond to it? I go, I've been told I smile all the time. I don't understand that because I know I don't. But they tell me I smile all the time. That made him laugh some more. And so he tells me about this, and okay. I go, so when do you need me to have this done? He goes, well, let me tell you about the other project first. And I said, okay. So I got two, huh? He goes, yeah. So he tells me about this other project that needs me to consider doing. And I said, well, that's not hard. I can do that. He said, okay. And he goes, and I said, when do you need this stuff done? He goes, well, it would really be nice if we had it done by 2 weeks from Thursday. I go, so 2 weeks from today. So it was yesterday. He goes, yeah. I mean, you think you can do it? And I said, yeah, that's no problem. Are you sure you can get it done? I said, I'm used to working on like 6-hour deadlines or less. I go, if you give me 2 weeks, I go, I don't know what I'm going to do. He goes, well, we got all sorts of stuff you guys have to have in place and I'm done. And I said, I always have my stuff done.
Wait until you have 6 hours left and then do it.
Yeah, I'm really good at that.
Then you can move a lot faster. Yeah.
And he goes, well, you know, we got all this other stuff that we have, all you guys have to do, and all you got to do. And I said, well, I'm done with that, and done with that, and done with this, and done with that, and done with that. And I'm not presenting next week, so that's no big, you know, so I'm not involved in that. He goes, you know what sort of stuff done? He goes, yeah, really? And I said, yeah. I go, I always told my girls going through school, if you give me something to do it, because there's always going to be something coming after it. And also you get 4 things to do at the same time. You procrastinate, you got 4 things to do it. You do it when you did it, and just pretend, then you're always in good shape. And he's like, he goes, I'm that way too. I wish there would be more guys like that around. And then he goes, so you can get it done by that? I said, yeah, no problem. You ask me a question? And that was it. Well, we got the managers coming on Wednesday, and we got the afternoon sessions ourselves, and we have breakout meetings. So, do you have it done by then? I said, do you want to see it Monday when you come in? And he goes, yeah. I said, okay, so then we can talk about it Wednesday. I said, that's fine. You didn't have it done by then? I said, well, I'll have one done tomorrow, and I can do it there on Monday. Okay, that sounds good. So I emailed the first one to him today before I left. Here it is, it's the first one. What do you think, Don? What do you think? Went over with Harrison, the new guy. He loves it. Can't believe we got this done in one day. There's nothing to this. Yeah, do the thing and put it on paper. It's not like I'm writing a short story. And then his assistant goes, I I said, well, I'm all done with that. She goes, you sent to him already? I said, yeah. She goes, do you need me to type it up for you? I said, no, I did it on a PowerPoint and I got spell check. That should be okay. At least good enough for the first draft. Because you can do PowerPoint, I go enough to be dangerous. I can't embed sound or stuff like that. I go, but I can make things fly around and look pretty and put stuff on top of stuff and type. She's like, okay. She goes, because the other guy's stuff was due yesterday. She goes, I love my boys. You're one of my boys. I love my boys. All 7 of you. But 3 of them were told 3 weeks ago that I needed stuff last week. And then they told me the deadline was Wednesday, and I got it at 3:30. I'm going to be here at 9 o'clock. I said, well, that's some boys. So, that's what I do. I got to travel just went up a little bit because we're opening so many stores. It's 5 stores right now. So we opened up 2 last week. We opened up in Claire Wednesday after Labor Day. And then the first week of October and Delvin the 3rd week of October. Delvin is just like you go between Madison and Oconomowoc. Yeah. It's about a half hour west or east of Madison on the way to Oconomowoc, and about a half hour south of that, maybe 20 and 20. Okay. So south of 94. Well, that's good. Jefferson. Yeah, so it's 40 minutes south of Jefferson. They're getting a brand new Tyson's store in Jefferson. Really? Tyson's Farm Store. It's a nice little store.
The onesie says my dad.
It's really kind of
Right from Jefferson.
And I don't know, she's married to JC.
My name is Marissa, and I just finished my junior year in college. It's time for me to buy my first car before I start my senior year and before I start my career search. I clicked on an ad for Wheelers and found a car that was in my budget. I contacted the dealership and they emailed me an appointment for test drive. Test drive day is here. The sales staff was helpful and made sure I was comfortable learning about the car. It only took a few minutes and my credit application was approved. Just a couple of quick signatures and a payment I can afford. My first time buying a car, and it was so simple. Thank you, Wheelers.
Chili Implement, located just north of Highway 10 in Chili, is your place for Kubota zero-turn mowers. If your lawn is big or small, we have all the lawn care solutions for you. Check out our 60-inch deck. Kubota powerful, precise, proven. Chili Implement is your choice for Kubota, Case IH, and Gale. Chili Implement, open 6 days a week to serve you. Chili Implement.
Then you have to cut me off or go about just pulling in the car.
They're little. Big ones.
No, bigger ones would be, one would be the little one. Then the multiple people.
Well, at least you got the win. Bingo is a tough game. Oh yeah, bingo. That was it, not Yahtzee. Oh, look at the rain. I haven't seen a lot of it. Oh, you feel it a little bit, but I think we're getting. It looks like it's kind of floating. You need a raincoat? Sure. Okay, you let me know. Yeah. You want it? Right here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right here. It's Packers. It's Packers. I left my stocking cap in the car. I traded for my ball cap. I figure I need a bigger brim. Well, that's why I sit here. I even have a, you want my backrest? Then I'll sit on your cushion and I'll use this as a backrest. No, I got this. Well, that don't matter. I usually stand up for games. Don't say that. Your quarterback was just trying to make a play. He'll learn from that. Well, he's a new coach.
I don't know anything about football, and I know.
Man, I can only sit there. You're not sitting on nothing. I don't. That doesn't help you at all. Yeah, normally I'd be standing up against the fence. I like standing along on the outside of the track, like at north, I'll stand on the track and watch it. Unless it's a big game, then they put bleachers on the field, so I'll sit in the end zone and watch the game.
It's nice and it seems open up and well, and they started doing it for the Marshfield games. They actually had, they showed the play from this angle, and then they showed a play from the end zone.
I just had some popcorn, thank you. I still got a Tootsie Roll spare. Buy two, get one free.
Is that what they are?
A quarter a piece or 3 for 50 cents. I would have gave them $1, but I'm cheap. Thank you, though. So on the telecast, you get to watch the game show both ways.
Yeah, they show it first from here and then from the end zone, and you can see it. It's so nice.
Who's in that film?
Not
that good. Okay, this guy is this big.
The biggest thing I remember from game film is watching one where when Foz was quarterback, and it was at the home field, cold, and he had that one play was scrambled, and it was what, like the north end of the field, and one of the sides was always a puddle, always, and he ended up in that puddle wet. On one play, and the next play I think we scored. And you could see him, because everybody was way down there, he was heading this way. He jumped up to celebrate, and he grabbed both legs, because both legs cramped up at the same time, being in that cold water.
Oh, did you see Mrs. Richmond bag?
Really? No.
The funeral is... I saw it on Facebook today.
Where does she live?
Marshfield.
Oh, she does. I didn't know that.
Yeah, when they moved to Marshfield, they switched Bryce Wilson.
I think he's 90 or 91 years old. And I mean, a picture of this long. There's nothing to it. Lifelong teacher, volunteered a lot, Red Hat Society. These are survived by my Kevin and his wife and Deanna. There's some name, it's really such a deep. Yeah, but her husband died like a year and a half ago. Oh, really? Yeah, of course, Floyd. Well, you know, pursued her to death. And yeah, she was dead by her husband, her son-in-law, and her parents. And that was about it. You know, Lewis Flowers give money to the church or the library. I always like Mrs. Whitman. The north wind shall blow, and we shall have snow, and what will the robin do then? One thing I learned in the class. Yeah, I learned poetry. We were in I ain't seeing Dash ain't no booty. Let's just say, hey, moms. I haven't seen Kevin. I don't know. At times, I liked him all right, but other times he could be such an ass. Well, one of those guys didn't step on me the same way. Mike and Hank, I didn't have much use for any of those guys. Boozy boys. Kegs was all right. And did he end up marrying Jackie? Yeah. Oh, she had health problems at one point. She took cancer again? How did that? I don't know. She's fine. I guess she's doing good. So, okay. I see pictures of them every once in a while because my friend was Joan Boozy on Facebook. Now, is she back together with SJ? They're married and have a kid. And they have a kid? Yeah. It's like 9 or 10 now. Oh my God! They live up in Seymour, just north of me. I don't think he's going there. He's as big as his dad. He's as big as Russ Ford. Who is? That's good. Russ is big. I saw him at one point, and he had joined. That's a lot of running. I'd throw the bomb. Well, you were a receiver.
You can throw it, so you can maybe throw it on this ground.
Yeah, you don't want to do it in the fourth one. Now I definitely feel this way we try overthrow him by. They really haven't gone outside much, have they? But heck, we've been driving them straight back.
Marshfield! Go Tigers!
That's fine with you guys.
Is that Mason? That's
I don't Who was it that covered it, wasn't it? I don't know. I can't remember my own kids' names.
Oh, every one of my kids is Jake right now.
I was running for 2 yards.
I say go for it.
No.
If you're going to be punted, you can only get a 55-yard.
A very good start to the second half. Finished on such a strong high. But sometimes we are our own worst enemies, overthinking sometimes. And sometimes the team has got a rhythm going, and you can feel it, and you do something to mess it up.
Yep.
2 yards too far.
Harris will take over, first and 10, 20.
Start snowing? I don't think the heavy stuff's gonna come down for a while yet. Interior line.
Right here. 28. How do you not just throw it up to that big receiver out there?
I don't know. Gotta stop the clock for him. You gotta replace him.
Yep.
Defense, let's go! Go deep!
tell you, he's not getting the ball. There's two guys running to get to the ball after it hit the ground.
They were close. 29-0.
Yeah, they were close enough.
Yep.
That's generous. If it was a tie ball game, you'd be yelling a lot different. Wow.
Good toss by the ref, though. He got him.
Right, almost right in the head. Either way, you can't touch him before the ball gets there. But especially when he waves his hand up in the air, can't interfere with the ability to make the catch. And just like that, it's fine.
Yeah, but in the XFL, they could do that.
Oh, yes, they could. XFL. The WWNFL. Yeah. Which, it was fun to watch every once in a while. You don't like me. Yeah. Oh, mama. These guys had nothing to lose, Nick. No? Where the hell's Brody? Some other kids play. No. We're getting some experience. Hit the edge, hit it, hit it, hit it. Hit it.
Ian does a nice job of turning that.
Get to that edge and
so many times, like, we just kind of follow and wait. It's like, yeah, you can't keep running around that.
Stretch the field a little bit just to let other teams know we can beat it.
yeah.
Oh, Ryan, Jesus,
Somebody was wide open behind him.
I mean, that's the problem. He hasn't been scrambling too much tonight. That doesn't know how to pass it though, running for his life.
No, for the most part, the protection has been pretty decent. That time they came with a lot of outside pressure. He escaped it well.
I hate when he rolls that way. It's hard to freaking turn.
He likes to run everything like a college or professional program. These are still high school athletes, high school bodies.
You know, time he gets set, he's wide open.
When it's time to set.
Well, it seems like all of our passes and always is rolling to the left side.
Marshfield!
It's all right. It's a good play.
77's a new line.
On the stop, number 28, Karen John. We're down to 6 on the 27-yard line.
Well, we knew we were going to be able to do that one all night.
There you go.
There you go!
I didn't think he went out. I don't think he went out.
Rule 29-0.
I don't think he hit the other bounds and slid until past the pylon.
Go, get it in now! Go, get it in now!
And a 4. It was like a what?
Just like your brothers.
I'll have to watch. Oh, it's good, isn't it? I was more convinced.
Yeah, right.
Gazelle.
Gazelle was
Holy smokes.
Marshfield 35, West 0.
Jim. I haven't seen him. Jim. Sorry, Jennifer, we can't throw you around.
I won't go camping with you.
What did they say? Don't throwing things around in the stands. Oh, kids probably were doing tennis balls or something.
Marshfield, stop throwing stuff.
offside. Number 5. Yeah, he's number 5.
My name is Marissa, and I just finished my junior year in college. It's time for me to buy my first car before I start my senior year and before I start my career search. I clicked on an ad for Wheelers and found a car that was in my budget. I contacted the dealership and they emailed me an appointment for test drive. Test drive day is here. The sales staff was helpful and made sure I was comfortable learning about the car. It only took a few minutes and my credit application was approved. Just a couple of quick signatures and a payment I can afford. My first time buying a car, and it was so simple. Thank you, Wheelers.
We know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier, treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Partners Bank, better together.
But no Jared is in. Double bonus for me. Oh my God.
Jared's tackling, Brody's going. Come on, keep your feet moving, Jared.
He's going to ask for so much more about this game.
What?
Probably taking off early.
Well, Garrett was helping on the one side a little bit and then decided to go out to the outside. Yeah, this is awesome. And Brody can tell him what to do.
And I'm sure he will.
Go Tigers!
By the time I get my camera.
Stay with him.
V&H Automotive serves Marshfield and Central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates and parts and service personnel are here to serve you. Our business managers use more than a dozen lenders to ensure you the lowest rates anywhere. From Marshfield to Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids to Stevens Point, or Colby to Medford, we are a short drive from anywhere for friendly service and very competitive pricing. Come see V&H Automotive today. Chili Implement, located just north of Highway 10 in Chili, is your place for Kubota zero-turn mowers. If your lawn is big or small, we have all the lawn care solutions for you. Check out our 60-inch deck. Kubota powerful, precise, proven. Chili Implement is your choice for Kubota, Case IH, and Gale. Chili Implement, open 6 days a week to serve you. Chili Implement.
And they're really good kids.
And if I can't get them to send, I'll send them on Wi-Fi. I'll get them.
He could be really good in a few different sports. I don't think he's going to necessarily go to college. But for a stout kid, he can run corner. They were both laying on the ground, so maybe 15. We threw that flag a long way. There was a block in the back. We saw some guys flying. But then,
all the players all at the 30-yard line versus 10.
Ryan, Jenny, no kids. You live between Madison and Milwaukee. He works at a cold storage warehouse in October. Okay. Still lives near the home place. Goes out of house on the wrong side of Snorkies.
Defense! We go deep! Go on up! Defense!
Gail from Dorchester. Stephanie. She's a really nice.
Let's go!
On the West 44-yard line, first and 10 for the Terriers.
I guess everybody's home. No. Oh, there you go. I didn't know your last name was two syllables.
We go,
That sounds French. Oh! Then he got it. Just as an interest.
All right, here we go, D!
Everybody likes to do a nice job. Nice enough.
45, first and 10 for the Terriers.
Go, defense! Go, defense! Let's go, D!
Picked up with That's happened before. Yeah.
All right, let's go, defense!
First and 10 for the Terriers.
said, man, I know I did. I was dead set against him. And they said, Dan goes, oh, what the hell, why you signed up with the people? Paying off the mortgage? Yeah, no, you weren't that time. You weren't there for when they burned the mortgage. I don't know if you were there. You're not really heavily involved. And I said, well, so I'm going to have to pick up the slack because it's really just like we have to pay off the mortgage company. Just because we went to quite a few different ones and I don't know. Classes. I just came over and now we gotta take classes. You're right there. So you start trying to take classes and the whole thing. So they let my church know they're leaving. Pastor says the text. We talk. He calls me up and he goes, that's why you're leaving the church. I said, my decision, I go because it's fine. Time to go for myself. Well, we've been here a long time. We're going to try. He goes, always hate when we use numbers. I never ask you a question. Marshfield, you're off the field. I said, you do it with the church. What do you mean by that? I said, it's a forced call. I go, so you don't go to churches. Why do I do this? I would pay this time. Why do you go someplace else? I said, did you like my question to you on why you want to leave? I go, so. I said, so why do you want to take me to these churches? Why do you take me to these churches? Okay, I get it. All right. So we're good? We're good. There was anything I did? I said no. I said we should be leaving soon. He goes, what? I said, we should be leaving soon. You don't like it here. I said, we really don't have to worry about that. Oh, then my buddy Nate. I think you've met Nate. Yeah. He used to be, he's a preacher on Kimberly now. So everybody thought we were going to his church.
I thought, well, we can do it for 2 years. 7th grade, 8th grade, freshman, because the bishop says change it. Next thing you know, we're supposed to do it for like 3 or 4 years. Finally gets confirmed, and then we're changing it all. And meanwhile, for the
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com. All right, so we're here with Kim Hyman. Kim, Nasonville Dairy, 125 years in the making. Tell us about that.
You know, it's fantastic. It was the first plant built in Wood County back in 1885. Sal Nason and his family came here, and they started a small dairy plant. Eventually that plant burnt down, but then they rebuilt onto this same facility, and our family moved here in the late 60s in 1968 and took it over from there, and it's been just a fantastic growth. Great community, great people we have working for us. Oh, it's an open market. It's huge. You know, the opportunity for the diversity in the cheese industry is fantastic, and you have to be that way in order to sell a lot of product. And so we've got a great group of people working on the research and development side for us. So it's been really fortunate for us. Oh, right. We have 185 farm families that market their milk through us here at Nasonville Dairy. And we are so lucky we have like the best dairy farms in not only in central Wisconsin, but in the United States, marketing milk through us. So we're just really fortunate on that side.
Actually, we started in 1968. Our father brought us here from another cheese plant in Wisconsin. We had come from the cheese business. We've always been in the business. We had moved around the state in different parts. He brought us here about that time. The plant ran 7,500 pounds of milk at that time, and now runs about 1.5 million a day. So. We originally started out with making cheddar, and now we make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers cheese, pizza cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflettieri, Caffla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda Edam and a little bit of Munster on occasion.